Problem definition, you probably answered it many times in your career. Somebody assigned you a ticket saying do X, Y, Z without specifying the why behind it. Yeah. Let's have a look at the do's and don'ts. Don't create a ticket that prescribes a specific approach, such as build a script that collects data about X and share this data with client ABC as Excel file email attachment. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it shouldn't be the only thing that goes in there. Do create a ticket that defines the problem. Client ABC needs to receive data about X on a daily basis. Talk to the client and figure out the best interface to share it. Yeah, oh, okay. I guess if you... I mean, the first one implies that they've spoken to the data and they've spoken to the client and they've said we want an Excel file as an email attachment. But I guess if the person doing the job should maybe do that communication first. Yeah, okay. I see what's being said here. Problem definitions are definitely a big part of Agile. And when you're creating user stories, etc., I think the why is important, and sort of explaining the problem itself and then explaining a potential solution is probably the right answer. But I also think that this boils down to your culture as well, your organizational culture. What is it? How is it that everyone works? How do people want to do user stories? What you'll find as well, if anyone is listening, doesn't work in DevOps or doesn't have Agile development or Scrum or Kanban or anything like that, is there's no such thing as like the sort of perfect Kanban or perfect Scrum. You're going to go between organizations and it's going to be different between organizations. Some will use story points, some won't. Some will think of story points as effort, some will think of story points as time. Some will use the user story. Some will use like epics, and then you'll have epics and then stories and then tasks and subtasks. And some just won't do that at all. They'll just have tasks. They'll just have a massive list of things. They'll use projects. Some will use burn down charts to measure performance, some won't. And so it's really, this is a constant battle, especially as a contractor like me, where you're moving between organizations all the time. It can be quite difficult, but yeah, I do agree with this. I think that having a clear problem definition and making sure you're explaining the why, essentially why it's a problem, who it's a problem for, any potential solutions that you may have come up with, include them. But ultimately, the person implementing it should be speaking with the end client, speaking with the customer, and saying, I think the theory around how I fix this should be done in this way, and then that should be documented in the ticket as well as comments as you communicate and send emails, so that anyone looking at the ticket, like the Scrum Master or the project manager or the product owner, there are also things that may or may not exist in that organization. They can look at it and see that it's progressing and what's happening and so on and so forth. This is just one of those ones that I agree with. Yeah, I agree with what's being said here. However, sometimes you can walk into an organization and they're not even they're not even doing Agile at all. They're mixing prints with waterfall or something. Like it's just crazy.